For this recipe, you're going to need 2 pounds of all-purpose flour, 4 sticks of unsalted butter, and an 8-ounce cream cheese. If you have a mixer, you can use the cream cheese and butter at room temperature. Once they're softened, you can put them in your mixer. Put your dough in little by little, along with the cream cheese and your butter. I don't have a mixer, so I do have to do this by hand. So if you do it by hand, I find melting the butter and the cream cheese helps a lot. It helps incorporate better into the dough, and it makes your kneading a little bit easier. So what I do is I put little by little some of the flour, some of the butter, some of the cheese, incorporate it, get it well together there. You're going to get these little pieces, grainy kind of consistency. That's how it should look. Once you get all this incorporated, you're going to keep forming your dough, throwing in your flour and everything else until you form your actual dough. Once you form the dough, you're going to keep kneading in your bowl until you get it all together and it doesn't fall apart as much. Once you get it all well combined, what I do is I take it out of the bowl and I put it onto a clean surface or a clean countertop. I do take off my gloves. I find that the heat of my hands helps those oils and the butter and the cream cheese melt a little bit better into the dough, and it makes it more workable for you. You see in the video here how the dough is forming and coming along even softer and softer. All you have to do is knead it for about another 3-5 minutes. Don't get it too soft either, because then it'll be a mess. Trust me on this one. Once you're done incorporating the dough and it's come together, you're going to put it back in that same bowl where you mixed it, and you're going to put a little cover over it. You could put a little plastic over it, a kitchen towel, just something that keeps the air from coming in there and drying it out. And you're going to cover it and let it rest for 30 minutes. Once the dough has rested for 30 minutes, then you can start forming your empanadas. I make my empanadas in a tortilla presser. You can do it with the rolling pin, whatever is easier for you. That's the way that I make mine. I press my empanadas and I start forming them. For the filling, I'm going to use dulce de leche, and I also add pecans. You don't have to add pecans. It's up to your preference. So I put in the mixture into my empanada. Make sure not to overfill it. Just put enough to fill the center of the empanada. It depends on the size as well. Once you make your dough balls, I'm almost skipping this step. Once you make your dough balls, it depends on the size of your empanada. So if you want a bigger empanada, you can make them as big as the palm of your hand. You can see it in this video how I show you. If you want them smaller, you can make them smaller. You can use a little scale to weigh them for all of them to be uniform. It's really up to you. Then once I'm done with my dough balls, I proceed to press them in the tortilla presser, fill them up. Once you fill your empanada, remember, don't fill it too much, just the center. You're going to fold your empanada over the filling and seal all your edges first. Make sure everything's nice and sealed so nothing is coming out of the empanada once it's cooked. You're going to twist and you're going to press, twist and press, twist and press from corner to corner. Make sure you press firmly so that everything can seal again and your empanadas will not spill. Believe me, I say this from experience. It can be a mess. Trust me on this one. So here you are. You're seeing how my empanada comes out. Showing you everything step by step. Here's how I fill them. Once you finish putting them together, you're going to put them on your baking sheet. I get from this mix about 4 to 5 dozen empanadas, depending on the size. Sometimes I double my mixture. I'll use 8 sticks of butter, 2 cream cheeses, and 4 pounds of all-purpose flour. It depends on how many you're making. For the double mixture, I find that I can get up to 11 to 12 dozens. So it just depends if you're doing them for sale, for home, for a party, etc. Once you have everything done, You're going to put them on your baking sheet. I put some parchment paper down on my baking sheet, put them over that, and you're going to put your oven at 350, and you're going to cook these for 35 minutes. Do not cook them over, do not cook them under. 35 minutes will get them beautiful. Now, if you're looking on this video, I also like to press the corners of my empanada. Don't forget to just seal the little corners once you have them formed. That also helps seal the filling in, and you won't have any spillage. Sometimes you'll have a little bit, it's normal, but you don't want a mess and going all over your other empanadas. I say this from experience again, but don't feel bad if it does. Just keep making them and you'll get it. So I'm also going to show some of my pineapple ones. I make these with the pineapple filling just from the store. I get it from H-E-B. It's really good. Everyone loves these pineapple empanadas. I do the same process here. Fold over and press. Fold over and press. Seal everything. Put them on my baking sheet. And here you'll see where I'm pressing on the corners. And voila, you have your empanadas done. I really hope that you enjoy this recipe. Look at how beautiful and golden these come out. You would poke 2 little holes as well. Let me not forget that on top of your empanadas before putting them to bake. That way the air can escape. And this is the final result. If you have any questions, leave them on the comment box, or any suggestions you have for me. I hope you try it and I hope you love it and everyone else does as well.